So today we are discussing three loops at a time: for, while, and do while. And then we will check why this for loop is called as a unconditional looping, and while and do while is called as a conditional looping. Already we have learned in previous lectures how for loop works, how while loop works, and how do while works. It comes out of the loop only when condition is not satisfied, or it enters into the loop, it remains into the loop when condition is satisfied. So it comes out of the loop in all the three. It comes out of the loop only when condition is not satisfied. That means working depends upon the condition. In all the three loopings, working depends upon the condition. But still, we call this for loop as a unconditional looping, and this too as a conditional looping. Why? That we will discuss right now today. Also, when to use which looping technique, that also we will be discussing today. It is possible to convert any for loop program with while loop and any while loop program with for. They work similar, but such case is not there with do while. But this two are compatible with each other. But still, the use of all the three is different. When to use which, that is important. You must know, and that's why we will be discuss. We are starting this lecture with this programs. So initially we will start with for loop. When we change this for loop, here it is started with semicolon. Generally, up to this stage, whichever programs we have learned. So here we are giving expression 1, that is r equal to 1, r equal to 10, whatever it is. But right now this is missing. It won't generate any error. This indicates your expression 1 is missing. Whatever value of this variable, the variable which we are using here is r. So whatever value of this variable r, before this you take that value as the initial value. Now here I am using r equal to 0, and in red I have given r equal to 10. So this is, I have written this above the line. So initially I am considering r equal to 0 for loop, r equal to 0 for while loop, r equal to 0 for do while loop. Similarly, afterwards I am considering r equal to 10 for loop, r equal to 10 for while loop, and r equal to 10 for do while loops. So these two statements are common for all the three programs. That's why I have written on the top. Okay. So here, when we execute this program, r equal to 0. So value of r becomes 0. It will come here, printf slash and welcome. This will display welcome. Then it comes here for. Expression 1 is missing, this is allowed. Expression 1 missing, no problem. It will check expression 2. R is less than 4, value of r is 0. Less than 4, yes. Condition is satisfied. Okay. So condition is satisfied, it will execute this printf slash and high. So it will display high. Then r plus plus. Value of r is incremented by 1, it becomes 1. Less than 4, yes. Printf slash and high. It will display high. R plus plus. Value of r becomes 2. Less than 4, yes. Printf slash and high. This will display high. R plus plus. Value of r becomes 3. Less than 4, yes. Printf slash and high. R plus plus, it becomes 4. Less than 4, no, it is equal to 4. So it will come out of the loop, this will print A. Okay. Now we come here. R equal to 0. R equal to 0. Printf slash and welcome. So it will display welcome. Why R is less than 4? Yes, value of R is less than 4. Sorry, there is a problem. R is less than 4? Yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. Will display high. R plus plus, value of R becomes 1. Less than 4? Yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. It will display high. R plus plus, it becomes 2. Curly bracket. R is less than 4? Yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus, value of R becomes 3. Curly bracket. R is less than 4? Yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus 4. Curly bracket. R is less than 4? No. It is equal to 4. It will come out of the loop to print A. Now we will come here. R equal to 0. Printf slash and welcome. So this will display welcome. Do curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus, value of R becomes 1. While R is less than 4, yes, condition is satisfied. It will remain into the loop. Curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus, value of R becomes 2. Less than 4, yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus 3. Less than 4, yes, curly bracket, printf slash and high. R plus plus 4. Less than 4, no, it will come out of the loop. It will print. So right now, when value of R is 0, initially in all the 3 programs, condition is satisfying. So it is entering into the loop, and it will remain into the loop till condition is satisfied. And when condition is not satisfied, all the 3 loopings are coming out. So there won't be any difference. If you check the output of all the 3, there won't be any difference. They are giving same answer, exact same answer. Because initially condition is satisfied. Check this. Okay, now I have taken red chalk. Now we will start with R is 10. Now we will start with R equal to 10. Printf slash and welcome. It will display welcome. For semicolon, expression 1 is missing. So it will consider whatever value of R before for loop as the initial value. Value of R is 10. Then we come to the expression 2. Value of R is less than 4. No, condition is not satisfied. It won't enter into the loop. It will skip loop and it will continue with next part of the program. It will directly come to the input. Because here initially condition is not satisfied, so it is not entering into the loop at all. So loop मध्ये entry करत नाही. It is not entering into the loop because condition is not satisfied. Now we will come here. R equal to 10. Printf slash and welcome. This will display welcome. R is less than 4. No, condition is not satisfied. It will skip loop. It will directly come here. It will give A because condition is not satisfied. If expression 2 is not satisfied or if condition is not satisfied, in for loop or in while loop, it won't enter into the loop. It won't enter into the loop. It will directly come out of the loop. It will skip the loop and it will directly come out of the loop. Now, if we check here, R is equal to 10. Printf session welcome. Do curly bracket printf session hi. R plus plus. Value of R becomes 11. While R is less than 4, no, it will come out of the loop and then it will print A. Now this is the difference between all the three. This is the difference between all the three. Here, it will execute the looping statements at least once. So if initially condition is satisfied, working of all the three loops is same, they give you same answer. But if initially condition is not satisfying, then also your do while loop gets executed at least once. एकदा तरी तो कंपल्सरी एक्झिक्यूट होणारच आहे. This case is not there with for and while. If initially condition is not satisfied, it won't enter into the loop. It will directly skip the loop and it will continue with next part of the program. Because whether are you getting the board? Then why I am not getting it? Just give a minute. Yes. So in this blur, it is maybe because of internet speed.
No, sir. Yeah, speed is good.
Just listen now. Maybe because of internet speed of the college, it is giving you blur, or maybe I was out of the site. Okay. Now I think it is clear. आता clear is ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
मला ते मोबाईलवर clear दिसतं. Yes. Okay. Okay. So in for loop and in while loop, depending upon condition, it takes the decision whether to enter into the for loop or skip the for. If initially condition is not satisfied, it enters into the loop and it will remain into the loop till condition is satisfied. It will come out of the loop when condition is not satisfied. This case, it won't happen with do while. Do while enters into the loop first. It enters into the loop first and then it takes the decision whether to continue with loop or come out of the loop. If condition is satisfied, it will remain into the loop and it will come out of the loop when condition is not satisfied. That's why do while executes your program at least once. ज्या वेळेला तुम्हाला प्रोग्राम हा एकदा तरी एक्झिक्यूट करायचाच असतो त्यावेळेला आपण डू व्हाईल यूज करतो. So if initially condition is satisfying, all the three program gives you same answer. But if initially condition is not satisfying, do while executing program at least once. It executes the program, then it comes out of the loop, because do while enters into the loop first and then it checks the condition. It enters into the loop, then it checks the condition whether to remain into the loop or not. Such case is not there with while and do while. Initially only they check the condition and then they decides whether to enter into the loop or not. So if you want to execute program multiple times, okay, in that case we go with looping. But if we know that our program will be executing one or multiple times, you go with do while. And while writing program, if you know my program will be executed 0 or multiple times, in that case you go with do while. लक्षात घ्या कुठं कुठला यूज करायचा, which loop to use where. While writing program, if you know that my program will be executing at least once or multiple times, म्हणजे एकदा तो एकदा एक्झिक्यूट व्हायलाच पाहिजे किंवा मल्टिपल टाइम्स एक्झिक्यूट व्हायला पाहिजे, you go with do. If you want to write such a looping program that you want to execute that program at least once or multiple times, एकदा तर एक्झिक्यूट होईलच किंवा मे बी मल्टिपल टाइम्स एक्झिक्यूट होईल, in that case you go with do while. If you want to write a program that you want to execute either 0 or multiple times, in that case you go with while. One or multiple times you go with do while, 0 or multiple times you go with while. And while writing program, if you know that I want to execute the program 10 times, in that case you go with for loop. While writing program, if you know how many times you want to execute the loop, 100% we have to go with for loop. Remember this. So this is the difference when to use which loop. While writing the program, if you know how many times you want to execute the program, that you want to execute program 4 times, 10 times, 20 times. So while writing program, if you know how many times you want to execute the program, in that case we go with for loop. While writing program, if you don't know how many times you want to execute, in that case we go with while and do. माहित असेल तर for loop यूज करा, किती वेळा एक्झिक्यूट करायचे माहित नसेल तर while आणि do while यूज करा. त्या केस मध्ये 0 और मल्टिपल टाइम्स असेल you go with while, 1 or multiple times असेल तर go with do. And this is fixed, this is compulsory. कुठलाही लूप कुठे यूज करता येत नाही. म्हणजे समजा आता हा याचा काय विचार केला तर हे सेम आहे, this is your expression 2 and this is your expression 3, and in both the cases this is your expression 1. So any for loop program can be converted to the while loop, any while loop program can be converted to the for loop. It won't mean you can use any loop anywhere, but if you know how many times you want to execute, you go with for loop. And if you don't know how many times you want to execute, you go with while loop. If you want to execute 1 or multiple times, you go with do. So while writing program, if you know how many times you want to execute the program, go with for loop. If you don't know, you go with this do. If it is 1 or multiple times, go with do while. 0 or multiple times, go with while. And while writing program, we know how many times we want to write a program. That's why this is called as the unconditional looping. For loop ला आपण unconditional looping का म्हणतो? Why we are calling this unconditional looping? Because we know how many times we want to execute the program, and instead of repeating program, we are using for loop. This is starting आपण केलं होतं बघा. वेलकम, printf वेलकम, printf हाय, printf हाय, printf हाय, printf हाय, printf एंड. ती हाय स्टेटमेंट 5 वेळा रिपीट होत होती. ती रिपीट होऊ नये म्हणून आपण फॉर लूप यूज केला होता. Clear? That means if you know how many times you want to repeat, we go with for loop. That's why this is called as a unconditional looping. कारण ज्या स्टेटमेंट्स आपल्याला परत परत रिपीट करायच्या आहेत त्या अवॉइड करायसाठी आपण फॉर लूप यूज करतो. This case is not there with us. Like yesterday's program, write a program to read any number and find out addition of digits. तो लूप किती वेळा होणार आहे प्रोग्राम लिहिताना सांगू शकत नाही. Number 24 असेल, that means there are 2 digits. If number is 168, that means there are 3 digits. If number is 1040, then there are 4 digits. So while writing program, we cannot guess what number user is input. It may be 1 digit number, it may be 2 digit, it may be 3 digit, it may be 4 digit. So we have to go with unconditional looping, and that we go with do while, because number without digit is not possible. Number without digit is not possible. So that means their number can have at least 1 digit. So we go with do. I think you have the idea which loop is used where, or at least your doubts or your thinking is clear which loop to use where. आणि हेच यूज करणं गरजेचं आहे. फॉर लूपचा प्रोग्राम व्हाईल लूपने लिहिला आणि व्हाईल लूपचा प्रोग्राम फॉर लूपने लिहिला, कंपनी सिलेक्शन करत नाही जरी प्रोग्राम रन झाला तरी. म्हणजे कॅम्पस मध्ये जर तुम्हाला एखादा प्रोग्राम दिला आणि तुम्ही जर का तो करायचा तर व्हाईलनी, तुम्ही जर का फॉरनी केला कंपनी सिलेक्शन करत नाही, किंवा फॉरनी करायला आणि तुम्ही व्हाईलनी केला जरी आन्सर बरोबर आला तरी कंपनी सिलेक्शन करत नाही. हे मी माझ्या डोळ्याने बघितलेलं आहे सिडॅक मध्ये. What company won't accept this type of what you call this writing of the program. That is, it is expected to write with for loop and you have written with while loop. It is expected to written with write with while loop and you have written with for loop. That means your idea is not clear which loop to use where, and you might lose your job. Okay. Simple program. Programming is simple. That means we are going to learn a new topic, new concept. Just remember this. Difficult program with the new logic is difficult to understand. So my way of technique is, if you want to introduce a new concept, keep program easy. so that student will focus on a new concept. So that's why initially program is very simple. This will print welcome, hi, hello number of times, and then in. Now how many times they are executing, formula is there. To find out this, we can use final value minus initial value plus 1. This is not a new concept. Huh? New concept is coming. So final value minus initial value plus 1. Initial value is 10. And final value is less than 15. That means final value is 14. Less than 15 means it is 14. If it is less than or equal to 15, final value will be 15. Okay. So 4 plus 1. So 5 times this will be higher. So this is just a formula. Final value minus initial value plus 1. If your initial value is less than final value. Okay. We can have initial value greater than final value also. Means we can take here r equal to 20 and then this is different. That we will be checking tomorrow, not today. That topic we will be discussing tomorrow. That is called the decremental for loop. This is incremental for loop. We are incrementing value of variable by 1. Decremental for loop, we are decrementing by 1. But that we will be discussing tomorrow, but not right now. So here, this program will print welcome, hi, hello 5 times and then in. Simple. Now, I am introducing new concept as if r is greater than 11, continue. R is greater than 11, continue. This is a new concept. Now this concept is common to for, while and do. This is common to for, while and do. R equal to 10. So value of R becomes 10. So the value of R is 10. Printf welcome. So this will display welcome. For expression 1 is missing, no problem, because we have here semicolon. R is less than 15, value of R is 10. Less than 15, yes. Printf slash n high. This will display high. If R is greater than 11, no, condition is not satisfied. So it will skip this statement. It will come here, hello. This will display hello. Curly bracket. R plus plus. Value of R becomes 11. Less than 15, yes. Curly bracket. Printf slash n high. So this will display high. Value of R is greater than 11, no, because it is equal to 11. It is not greater than 11. So it will skip this statement. Hello. Curly bracket. R plus plus. Value of R is incremented by 1. It becomes 12. Less than 15, yes. Curly bracket. Printf slash n high. This will display high. R is less than equal to 11, yes. Sorry, R is greater than 11, yes. Value of R is greater than 11. Continue. So when this continue is executed, इकडे लक्ष द्या सगळ्यांनी. मी काय सांगायला लागलो हे महत्त्वाचं आहे. इथे जनरली काय होतं, असंच नॉर्मल एक्झिक्यूट म्हणून आपण इकडे का बघतो. सगळ्यांनी इकडे लक्ष द्या. Value of R is greater than 11, yes. Condition is satisfied. Continue. Continue indicates whatever next part of the loop. Whatever next part of the loop, skip that part and directly go to the expression 3. Continue. When this statement is executed, this indicates whatever remaining part of the loop, it may be for, it may be while, it may be do while, skip remaining part of the loop, go to the expression 3 R plus plus. So it will increment value of R by 1, 13, less than 15, yes, curly bracket, printf slash n high. R is greater than 11, yes, it is greater than 11. Continue means whatever next part of the loop, you skip the loop part. R plus plus, value of R becomes 14. Less than 15, yes. curly bracket, printf slash n high. R is greater than 11, yes, continue. R plus plus, value of R becomes 15. Less than 15, no, it is equal to 15. It will come out of the loop and it will give you in. Check this. So whenever within the loop continuous statement is executed, your compiler will skip the remaining part of the loop, but it will remain into the loop. It will go to execute your expression 3. Clear? Now, instead of continue, I use break. Instead of continue now, if I use break, what will happen? Break I will write here. R equal to 10. Welcome. For expression 1 is missing, no problem. R is less than 15, what will have R? 10. Less than 15, yes. Curly bracket, printf slash n high. This will display high. R is equal to, R is greater than 11, no. It is equal to 10. Printf slash n hello. This will display hello. Curly bracket R plus plus. Value of R becomes 11. Less than 15, yes. Curly bracket printf slash n high. It is high. R is greater than 11. No, it is equal to 11. It will come here. Hello. Curly bracket R plus plus. Value of R becomes 12. Less than 15. No. Sorry. Less than 15. Yes. Condition is satisfied. Curly bracket. Printf slash n high. R is greater than 12. Yes. Sorry. Greater than 11. Yes. It is 12. So it is greater than 11. So it will execute now break. This break indicates stop execution of the for loop and come out of the for loop, and it will execute end and then end of the program. So if you check here, because of break, it comes out of the loop. At that time, if you check value of R, it is 12, and still your condition is satisfying. And still your condition is satisfying. But because of break, it comes out of the loop. So at a certain stage, if you want to forcefully come out of the loop, normally when it comes out of the loop, when expression 2 is not satisfied, or when condition is not satisfied, it comes out of the loop. You take any looping program for while or do while, your compiler comes out of the loop only when your condition is not satisfied. That is a normal exit of the loop. Loop on to बाहेर पडतो. Normal exit of the loop. But at a certain stage, if you want to come out of the loop forcefully, in that case, we put the condition and we put break. So when condition is satisfied and if break is executed, it will come out of the loop compulsory, though your condition is satisfied. Condition जरी satisfied होत असली तरी देखील तो लूपच्या forcefully बाहेर पडतो. This is called as the abnormal end of the loop. When expression 2 is not satisfying and when it comes out, when condition is not satisfied, it comes out. That is called as the normal end of the loop. But because of break, when it comes out, it is called as the abnormal end of the looping, because at that time your still expression 2 is satisfied. But because of break, it comes out. That is called as the abnormal end of the loop. Just check it. बघून घ्या. काय प्रॉब्लेम असेल तर मला विचार. समजून घ्या, कारण का पुढची एक्झाम तुम्हाला यावरच करायची. ठीक है. Okay. Now, already we have written one program. Already we have written one program that write a program to read 5 numbers and find out addition of 5 numbers. Already we have written a program in for loop that write a program to read 5 numbers and find out addition of 5 numbers. लक्षात नसेल तर मी लिहितो इथं तुम्हाला तुमच्यासाठी, only for you. If you are not remembering, then I will write it for you, because I don't want to waste the time or searching the program in your book. Simple program. Now, I want to modify this program as write a program to read 5 numbers but make the addition of last 2 numbers. हा प्रोग्राम काय करणार आहे, if you input number as 10, 11, 14, 26 and 9, it will make addition of all. Now what I want, addition of last two. JK number, write a program to read 5 numbers and find out addition of last 2 numbers. Right. यहाँ पर try कर. Write a program to read 5 numbers and make addition of first 2 numbers. First 2 numbers. Last 2 numbers करा, first 2 numbers करा. मतलब क्यों करो? First 2, your last. First 2 means when value of r is 0 and then the value of r is 1, then only we want to make the addition. So what we can do is, if r is less than 2, then make the addition. When r is less than 2, then make the addition. otherwise don't do the addition. Or what we can do here is, if r is greater than or equal to 2, continue, and then sum plus is equal to n. If it is less than 2, you make the addition. बाकी जो number read करना. And here, if you read the number, if value of r is greater than 2, continue. Greater than 2 नसेल तर पुढे येणार आहे, तो sum add करणार. So both gives you same answer. But here is we have used continue, and here we have used addition. So to solve one program, there are different methods. Clear? Now, whether to use this method or whether to use this method, it purely depends upon your programming situation. Life मध्ये अशा काही सिच्युएशन येतात की ज्या केस मध्ये एक हे लॉजिक यूज करायला किंवा हे लॉजिक यूज करायला पाहिजे, अशा सिच्युएशन येऊ शकतात लाईफ मध्ये. ओके, त्यामुळे या दोन्ही गोष्टी तुम्हाला माहिती असणं गरजेचं आहे. कारण का मी एक सिच्युएशन, मला एक सिच्युएशन आली होती. म्हणजे आपण YouTube सारखा तुम्ही बघत असाल कधीतरी, YouTube बघताना जर का एखादा तुम्ही टॉपिक सर्च केला किंवा आता जर तुम्ही लेक्चर जर का सर्च केला, पायथन प्रोग्रामिंग फॉर बिगिनर्स असं जरी केला तुम्ही, तर त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला YouTube काय करतो, बरेच सर्चिंग देतो. ठीक आहे, त्यामध्ये काही तास 2 तासाचे आहेत, काही क्वेश्चन, काही व्हिडिओज हे 8 तासाचे आहेत, काही व्हिडिओज हे 7 तासाचे आहेत. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये काही ठिकाणी बघा, तो नंबर न येता एक व्हिडिओची क्लिप येते, म्हणजे फोटो येतो आणि त्याच्यावर येतो 94 किंवा 128 आणि ॲरो येतो. याचा अर्थ इट इज अ बंच ऑफ 94 व्हिडिओज or it is a bunch of 180 videos. If it is a single video, त्यात तिथे पिक्चर येईल आणि त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला हे येईल की तो किती तासाचा आहे. But if it is a bunch of videos, small videos, in that case it gives you only how many videos are there in that particular channel. If it is a single video, you can download it directly. YouTube downloader is there, you can download that videos directly if it is a single video. But if it is a group of videos, if there are 94 videos or 180 videos, then what you have to do is you have to click on that link, click on that arrow, it starts the first video, you click on download if you have Windows YouTube downloader, then you go to the second video, click on downloader, you go to the third video, you click on downloader. Like this you have to download it. Or we can have YouTube Downloader Pro software. एक सॉफ्टवेअर आहे YouTube Downloader Pro की ज्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही पहिली लिंक दिला पहिल्या व्हिडिओची की त्या चॅनल मध्ये जेवढे काही व्हिडिओज आहेत तो सर्वचे सर्व डाउनलोड. मला ते मिळालं होतं, मला आमच्या हार्डवेअर इंजिनिअरकडे मला ते मिळालं, त्याचा क्रॅक मिळाला, कारण का ते लीगल आहे. YouTube Downloader Pro तुम्ही एक व्हिडिओ डाउनलोड करू शकता, बट इफ यू वॉन्ट टू डाउनलोड बंच ऑफ व्हिडिओज देन वी नीड YouTube Downloader Pro. जे मला माहित आहे, मे बी दुसरं बाकीच्या लोकांना दुसऱ्या गोष्टी माहित असतील, तर जी मला गोष्ट माहिती आहे ते मी सांगायला लागलो तुम्हाला, जे मी अनुभव घेतो तो सांगायला लागलो. YouTube Downloader Pro आहे, त्याचा क्रॅक मिळाला, त्याला ते व्हिडिओज एकदम 90 व्हिडिओज एकदम 180 डाउनलोड करावा लागला. परंतु एकदा काय झालं, ते YouTube Downloader Pro हा अपडेट झाला आणि माझं वर्किंग बंद झालं, बिकॉज इट वॉज क्रॅक व्हर्जन. ठीक आहे, मग मी ज्याला YouTube Downloader Pro ला गेलो, त्यांच्या वेबसाईटला गेलो, त्यावर त्यांनी सांगितले की जवळपास 1800 रुपये लागणार होते एका वर्षाच्या सबस्क्रिप्शनसाठी. इफ आय वॉन्ट टू यूज दॅट लिगली देन आय हॅव टू पे 1800 रुपीज. मग माझ्या आता प्रोग्रामर जागा झाला आणि मग विचार केला की आपण स्वतः प्रोग्राम लिहू. देन बाय वर्किंग ऑफ 4 to 5 days आय हॅव रिटन अ प्रोग्राम इन पायथन. मी पायथन मध्ये प्रोग्राम लिहिला की जो तुम्ही फक्त स्टार्टिंग लिंक दिला की त्याच्यामध्ये जेवढे काय व्हिडिओज आहेत ते सर्वचे सर्व व्हिडिओ तो डाउनलोड. 4-5 दिवस केल्यानंतर मला तो प्रोग्राम जमला आणि ते डाउनलोड व्हायला सुरुवात झाली. ठीक आहे, पायथन मध्ये. परंतु प्रॉब्लेम कुठे यायला लागला, ज्या वेळेला तुम्ही जर का ते बघितलं असाल, तुम्ही युट्यूबवर व्हिडिओज बघितलं वगैरे, तर मध्ये ऍडव्हर्टाईज येते बघा. व्हिडिओच्या मध्ये ऍडव्हर्टाईज येणं वेगळं आहे. ठीक आहे, परंतु तुमचा बंच ऑफ व्हिडिओ असतील, 5 व्हिडिओ असतील, पहिला व्हिडिओ तुम्ही बघितला, दुसरा बघितला, तर तिसरा सुरू व्हायच्या आधी ऍडव्हर्टाईज. मग माझ्या प्रोग्रामला काय झालं, पायथनच्या प्रोग्रामला काय झालं की जर का पहिले 2 व्हिडिओ झाले म्हणजे रेग्युलर असतील आणि तिसरी जर का ऍडव्हर्टाईज असेल तर माझा प्रोग्राम एरर जाईल. मग त्या केसमध्ये मी काय चेक केलं, इथं चेक केला जो व्हिडिओ येणार आहे तो व्हिडिओ ऍडव्हर्टाईज आहे की डाउनलोडेबल व्हिडिओ आहे. इफ इट इज ऍडव्हर्टाइज आय यूज कंटिन्यू, skip that video, don't download it, because while downloading it is generating error. कारण काय होतं, ते त्याचा ऍड्रेस बदलतो, त्या लिंकचा ऍड्रेस बदलतो. कारण का ती ऍड्रेस प्रत्येकाला बदलत असते. म्हणजे असे काय फिक्स नसते की 2 वर्षानंतर ही या XYZ कंपनीची ऍडव्हर्टाईज लागणार, असं नसतं. ती ऍडव्हर्टाईज बदलते आणि त्यामुळे माझा प्रोग्राम एरर देतो. त्या केसमध्ये मी कंटिन्यू जस्ट चेक इट whether it is a study video or it is advertised, and if it is advertised, continue it, don't download. So you must know all the 2 techniques, this technique or as well as this technique. तुम्हाला दोन्ही टेक्निक माहित असणं गरजेचं आहे. एक प्रोग्राम सॉल्व्ह करायला बऱ्याच मेथड असू शकतात. फक्त तुम्हाला ती कधी कुठली गरज लागेल ते त्या वेळेच्या प्रोग्रामिंग सिच्युएशनवर डिपेंड आहे आणि मग तुम्हाला त्याच्यानुसार ते प्रोग्राम यूज करायचे. हे असं नाही की हे नसतं. दिस इज ऑल्सो वन, दोन्ही करून बघा. बोथ गिव्ह यू सेम आन्सर. Then which is better? We cannot say right now. We cannot say which is better because it depends upon the programming situation. आणि दोन्ही सिच्युएशन आपल्याला दोन्ही कोडिंग टेक्निक आपल्याला माहिती असणं कंपल्सरी गरजेचं आहे. कारण का रिअल लाईफमध्ये कधी कुठली यूज करावी लागेल हे सांगता येत नाही. ज्यावेळेला तुम्ही प्रोग्रामर जॉईन करता कंपनीमध्ये त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला फक्त टास्क दिले जाते. ती टास्क कशी करायची हे सांगितलं जात नाही. ती टास्क तुमची तुम्हालाच करायची असते. मग तुम्ही ही टेक्निक यूज करा किंवा ही टेक्निक यूज करा. तुमचा जो ग्रुप लीडर असतो त्याला फक्त तुमच्याकडून प्रोग्राम हवा असतो. तुम्ही काय करता त्याच्याशी मतलब तुमचं. So you must know all the 2 techniques. Clear? Any doubt in understanding this too? त्यामध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम समजायला तुम्हाला? अरे झोपलेलं आहे ना, मी गोष्ट सांगतो ना. हा वाईट झालं, ठीक आहे. एकाच काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. मी सांगताना झोप यायची तुम्हाला. तुम्ही माझा रिअल लाईफ एक्झाम्पल सांगितलं एक हे सगळं. ठीक आहे, ओके, ठीक. नाउ आय वॉन्ट टू मॉडिफाय दिस प्रोग्राम. I want to read 5 numbers. I want to read 5 numbers. But I want to go on adding the numbers till addition is less than 20. Summation is less than 20. म्हणजे जोपर्यंत ऍडिशन इज लेस दॅन 20 आहे तोपर्यंत तुम्ही ऍडिशन करत जावा. ऍडिशन करत 20 झाली की नंबर्स ऍड करायचे नाही. म्हणजे इनिशियली इफ यू टेक सम इज 0. First number is 10, you add it. Next number is 6, you add this. Next number is 14, you add this. But don't add remaining numbers now because our sum becomes greater than 20. As soon as our sum becomes greater than 20, we have to stop adding the numbers. पण तुम्हाला पुढचे नंबर्स घेऊन ठेवायचे आहेत. त्याचा उपयोग कधी होतो तुम्हाला सांगतो मी. की समजा आपण एक कोर्स लॉन्च केला आणि त्या कोर्ससाठी मला फक्त 20 स्टुडंट्सना ऍडमिशन द्यायचं आणि मी फॉर्म फ्लोट केला. म्हणजे मी वेबसाईटवर फॉर्म फ्लोट केला तर पहिल्या 20 मुलांनी फॉर्म भरल्यानंतर आपल्याला तो फॉर्म आपण बंद करत नाही. कारण काय होतं, जर आपण फॉर्म बंद केले की नाही 20 स्टुडंट्सनी फॉर्म भरलेला आहे, तिथून पुढच्यांना ऍडमिशन मिळणार नाही. आणि त्या 20 मधले जर का 3 स्टुडंट सोडून गेले मधून किंवा सुरुवातीला फॉर्म आज फॉर्मची डेट संपली आणि समजा आपण सांगितलं की 8 तारखेपासून कोर्स सुरू आहे. वी आर स्टार्टिंग द कोर्स फ्रॉम 8 जुलै and on 5th July 3 students called me, sir, we don't want to do this because we don't have the time. Then from 20 my count will become 17. And at that time, I cannot float the new form for only 3 students. Okay, because again, I have to make the changes and all in coding and all. So that's why go on taking the form from the students and select only first 20 on merit, suppose, or from the entrance session or okay, that is the case. So what I want to do is I have already 5 numbers, but I want to stop adding the numbers as soon as my addition becomes greater than 20. म्हणजे मला 5 numbers read करायचे आहेत. I want to read the 5 numbers, but I want to do addition of the numbers till my addition is less than 20. ये जोपर्यंत सम हा less than 20 आहे तोपर्यंत मला addition करायचा आहे. Once sum becomes greater than 20, I want to stop the adding numbers. Here, either we can do like this or we can do like this. If sum is greater than 20, continue. Don't go for the addition. You continue with next part of the program. Try one more question. Write a program to read. Write a program to read 10 numbers. Write a program to read 10 numbers and make addition of first 2 even numbers. Write a program to read 10 numbers and add first 2 even numbers only. Like here, if 10 numbers, suppose these are 10 numbers, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When this is going to be 10 numbers, so I can give an input 10 numbers. Here also I will give input 10 numbers like this, 10 and 10, because we want to read 10 numbers. This is important, 10 numbers. Now I want to make addition of first 2 even numbers. First 2 even numbers. So this is even, no. This is even, no. This is even, yes, I want to add. This is even, no. This is even, no. This is even, yes, I want to add this. This is even, but now don't add because already we have added 2 numbers. Okay. This is 30, is even, but already 2 digits are over. Now try this. आता आपण फक्त फॉर लूप शिकायला लागलो आहे. फॉर लूपचे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व आहेत. So we have to use for loop because this is why for loop, because we know we want to read 10 numbers. The question is we want to read 10 numbers. So how many times loop should be executed? 10 numbers. So it must be for loop. And within for loop we have to do the changes. What is the extra time? So now here we have to check two conditions. We have to check two conditions. Okay. Number must be even and we have to maintain the count. We have to maintain the count. How many even digits, how many even numbers are added. So if that number is even and if count is less than 2, then only we can add the element. Otherwise we are not adding them. This is how we have to do this. There are different methods to solve such type of problems. There are different ways to solve such type of problems. The simple technique is if n mod 2 equal to 0 and count is less than 2, add the number and then increment the count. We have to maintain the count compulsory. This is one method. What we can do other method is if n is even and if count is less than 2, then add the sum. And after adding, increment the count. If number is even and if count is less than 2, then add the number, increment the count. If number is not even, then don't check it. Check the count. If count is already greater than equal to 2, then continue. Don't go further. Continue. And if count is not equal to or greater than 2, that means it is a less than 2, check the whether number is even. If number is even, then add the number and increment the count. If number is odd, then no problem. Check this. This is the best one. So initially check this. If count is greater than equal to, continue. Okay. With already two numbers are over. Don't go to check number is even or odd. कारण का एकदा का दोन इवन नंबर्स ऍड झाले की पुढचा नंबर इवन आहे की ऑड चेक करायची गरजच नाही आहे. कारण का जरी तो इवन असला तरी आपल्याला ऍडिशन करायची गरज नाही. So this logic is good. Continue. And if this condition is not satisfied, that means yet two numbers are not added. Check whether number is even. If number is even, add it and then increment the count. This is important. Count incrementing is important. If you don't write this, count will remain 0 and you go on adding the numbers. This logic is good. Check this. No doubt all three works, but this is best. Tomorrow we will check more examples on do while. क्या कंटिन्यू ब्रेक वर वगैरे अपन उद्या प्रोग्राम्स एक्स्ट्रा चेक करू with do while. This is with for. Tomorrow we will start with do while. Thank you. बोला की बात. हाँ